A newly released video this morning shows Bill Cosby refusing to discuss sexual assault allegations. The Associated Press interviewed the comedian and his wife Camille 2 weeks ago about their art collection. And Cosby was also asked about the women who claim he drugged and attacked them.
No, we don't answer that.
Okay. I just wanted to ask if you wanted to respond at all about whether any of that was true.
There's no response.
Okay. Can I ask you, if with the persona that people know about Bill Cosby, should they believe anything differently about what?
There is no comment about that.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why. I think you were told. I don't want to compromise your integrity, but I don't talk about it.
A short time later, Cosby asked the reporter not to use that part of the interview.
Now, can I get something from you?
What's that?
That none of that will be shown?
I can't promise that myself, but you didn't say anything.
I know I didn't say anything, but I'm asking your integrity that since I didn't want to say anything, but I did answer you in terms of I don't want to say anything, of what value will it have?
This morning, NBC has dropped plans to develop a new series with Cosby, and the TV Land cable channel is no longer showing episodes of The Cosby Show. CBS News contributor Frank Luntz is with us from Washington. He is an expert on crisis communications. Frank, good morning.
Good morning.
So what do you make of this AP video, Frank?
Well, it was very difficult as you listen to the tone of the reporter. Clearly, he didn't want to ask this question. Reporters don't want to challenge Bill Cosby because of what he represents for America. He really was America's dad, and so this is difficult for everyone. But Charlie, when you have 6 people, 6 women, there's a rule of communication. 1 example is random. 2 examples is a trend. Once you get 3, that's pretty factual to the ears of the average American. And Cosby's response, that non-response, once you have 3 people, you're going to be expected to say a lot more.
You know, Frank, the front page of one of the New York papers says it's time for America's dad to talk. Do you think he should do an interview, and what could he possibly say?
He needs to do an interview, and this whole thing is tragic. For Bill Cosby not to answer these allegations, and if they are true, for him not to acknowledge that in his life mistakes were made, is a tragedy, because then he loses his credibility that he will never get back in his remaining career.
I'm still not sure what he could say in an interview, Frank. What is your point about that?
That he has to tell the truth.
Okay.
That if he did do these things that he is accused of, then he has to acknowledge it, because then it can become a learning lesson. By the way, that's what The Cosby Show is all about. Teaching families across the spectrum about how to behave in life. Now he has an opportunity to do so in his own personal life.
He's on tour. He's 77 years old, and we hear that the tour is going on as scheduled tomorrow night. It's sold out. What do you think happens now?
I think people are going to come to that tour and expect him to say something. And if he doesn't, that audience is going to be very disappointed. It has now reached the point when it's in the first hour of your show. That tells me this is significant. That tells me that this is genuine news. He needs to say something tomorrow night to his audience.
It's on the front page of the New York Times as well.
Exactly.
And you think he should say something in a statement or in an interview?
No, you have to do it personally. When you commit this kind of offense, it is not enough to put it in writing. You have to look straight at the camera, straight at the interviewer, and tell the American people what happened, why you are sorry if something did happen, because in the end, there's no conviction. They will listen to what he has to say, but he has to say it. He cannot write it.
All right, Frank Luntz, thank you.
Thank you.